doing. Oh, I'm stuck again. Uncle Josh, what's up? I had to start another live for some reason. Guerrero, how's it going? Thanks for coming in. I had to start another live for some reason. It wouldn't let me go into the live I scheduled. They made me do it, man. Everybody was talking about going to after CatCon, saying going fishing. So here we are. And I'm sinking up to my ankles in mud. I've literally got a 4-foot space, 5-foot space to do it on. But you know what? We're gonna do it. 252, what is up? Steve Loke, what is up? For some reason, I can only get one of my rods to light up. It's all good. It's been a catastrophe all since I've been down here. But thanks to Big Mike, we're out here because I wasn't gonna be able to come out here because I didn't have no bait. And then Big Mike went live. He's like, man, come get some bait. So he saved the day. I went and got some bait from him. So now I got some fresh skippies. I went from being bait bankrupt to being bait rich. He hooked me up. Now if I can get down, we'll be good because I'm literally sitting on a hill with my boots stuck in the mud. That's how far down I am. This river's been up. It just now come back down. Actually, I'm gonna try to see if I can bring y'all down here a little bit, because right here where I'm standing at is my flattest and smoothest spot. So I'm gonna see if I can drag the camera down a little bit to where I gotta climb back up here. As long as y'all can still see the rods, that's all I care about. All right, let's see here. That'll be better. Now I can see the chat. Cold Creek, how's it going? Now I can see the chat. And I'm on the hardest part of the mud right now is right here where I'm standing at. So I got the camera right there so I can see the chat. And I can stand here. I don't even get to sit down. That's how muddy it is up here. Ain't even got a place to put a chair. Something told me not to bring my chair. Chucky, how's it going? Amanda, how's it going? Got a fresh skippy out, y'all. Got about a 7/0 hook on this one. I got it real close to the bank because we're flooded in flooded situations right now. There's a tree out here underwater, and every time it's underwater right here, I usually cast out in front of it and get good bites. So I got a beta right here on this purple rod and the pink rod, the one that's actually lighting up. It's got a bigger piece of skippy on a 12/0 hook, cast it a little further out, so about 30-40 yards. I'm not going for no monsters tonight like I normally do, because Possum, how's it going? Possum Queen? Yeah, I don't even know how I'm gonna get my fish up here yet, y'all. I haven't figured that out. I'm literally 6 foot above the water, and the further down towards the bank you go, the more you sink. Joe, how's it going? Just want y'all to be able to see the rods. Yeah, we figured we'd come out, see what we can do. Dominic and a bunch of them was hollering they wanted to go fishing. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. River Rat, how's it going? As long as my lights stay on like they are, I won't even need this headlamp, I don't think, because I can see the water and everything from here. See if I can turn this down some. There we go. You can still see pretty good. There we go. Uncle Lou, what is going on? Bait is skipjack, thanks to fishing with Big Mike. I had no bait, and Big Mike hooked me up. He told me to come down there because he was fishing down here in Louisville. And got me a stick. I'm gonna stick that in the mud. There we go. Give me some balance. And he hooked me up. He gave me some nice skippies. So thanks to Big Mike, we out here. Because I wouldn't have been out here if not. I had no bait of any kind. But I also had to test the waters because I'm planning on coming back out here Monday. So I had to test the waters and see how things are going to do. Fishing for Whiskers, how's it going? Yeah, Mike took good care of me because I wouldn't be out here without it. I can promise you that now. If we catch any small ones like I'm hoping we do, you know, I'm hoping for 20 pounds and under so I can try to scoot them up this hill a little bit. If we don't get any major rain and river don't come back up, this will all harden up in the next day or two, which will be good because it'll be hard enough by Monday for me to come down here, which is the plan. I'm bringing a guest down with me Monday, so gotta have a spot to go. Hopefully one that's not this muddy, because I literally can't stand up straight. I'm trying to change positions to where I can see the chat, can see the rods, and can get to the rods. There we go. Yeah, my boots are literally covered up to, I'm up to my shins in mud right now. That's no exaggeration. Oh, I need some cart boots out here, trust me. Or cart boats. Did you say cart boats? No, that's actually just a regular barge. Regular barge. We get a bunch of them through here all night. We'll get one about every hour. Almost every hour on the hour. This light acts like it's already, the batteries are already dead. It better not be dead already. Alright, but I said it better not be dead already. I just charged the batteries up before I left. Charged up the batteries. It's a brand new headlamp. I ain't even used it yet. I said, better not run batteries down that quick. I don't care, as long as I can see to get out of here when I go to leave. That's all I need a headlamp for. I wish it had more adjustments on it for us people with little heads. But it is what it is. And it'll work. I missed somebody. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if y'all watched any of Mike's live earlier when I went up and picked up that bait. He got, as soon as I walked up, I was there for less than 2 or 3 minutes. He started getting bites. Now, I guarantee it was a flatty because of the way it was acting. Guarantee it was a flatty. And that shows you a true fisherman, too. I made a comment in his live, and I'm going to make a comment in mine. You know a true fisherman when the person's never fished at that river before. He asked me where he could go fishing. I was going to bring him down here if the water was down. He looked on Google Earth, found a spot for himself, checked out a few other things, and he showed up. And he just so happened to be less than a half mile from where I caught my PB flathead and my PB blue before you two. There are some monster fish right in that area. So he picked the best spot he could find. Just shows when you know one river, you know them all. Well, you don't know them all because they all change, but you know what to look for. He's done his homework. He has done his homework. I'm gonna try to see if I can set up a chair, y'all. I know I can't. We may have to angle the phone up to where I can see the chat and y'all can see the rods and everything at the same time. My wife ain't loving me right now. She wanted me to stay home. After this week, she deserves a good spa day. She went me, her health is shot and she can barely walk half the time, and she went both days to CatCon with me. Bought me a rod, helped me win a rod. So now I got 3 Mad Catz rods. Went for 2, wound up with 3. So I gotta give her props on that for sure. Let's see if I can't move this around a little bit, y'all. I want to get where y'all can still see the rods, but maybe I can possibly sit down or something. I don't know. I'm trying to get this tripod. It's a brand new tripod. I might have to look up at the company. When I find out what company it is that makes it, I'll let y'all know. That way y'all know not to buy one from them. But so far, this thing has been junk. I mean junk. It does what it wants to do. It doesn't do what you're supposed to do. Now I find the only hard spot in this whole bank, and I find it. Ain't that something? All right, let me see if I can lower this down. It probably won't even lower it. Don't want to do anything else. All right. If this works the way I'm hoping it does, I may be able to take a seat. Y'all can see the rods, see the chat, and we'd be golden. And I'm right in front of the rods, so if I get a bite, I can grab the rods. And I ain't got to try to fight with this mud to stand up. Oh, I just sunk down the chair. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to work or not, y'all. I'm going to have to reposition this chair. But it's rolling downhill. It's rolling downhill. It's sinking in the mud and rolling downhill. Yeah, that didn't work. Oh well. I ain't giving up on a good idea, y'all. I think it's a good idea. Because I'm not going to stand for a long period of time, so I think it's a good idea. I'll sink this sucker in the mud if I have to. I need a new fishing chair anyway. So I ain't going to give up on a good idea. It's only going to be a short live. I'm only going to be live for a few hours because I promised my wife I wouldn't stay out all night. And the way it's looking right now, it's going to be a disaster. So we're just going to try to get some fish. Just me by myself. I was trying to get Dominic. He said something about going. He was the one that, that's why the title of this is They Made Me Do It. I hadn't thought about going fishing until Monday. And then Dominic and Big Mike was at CatCon. And Dominic come up to me, he goes, so where we going fishing tomorrow after CatCon? He said, since I'm in your area. I said, we can go right to my spot. And I sent him a message and told him the border was down enough to where we might be able to get 2 or 3 people down here, and that's all we could get. We'd be spread out a little bit, but we get 2 or 3 people down here. And I never heard back from him. And now I realized that Big Mike went live, so went from there. And then when I found Big Mike was live, I told him, I said, well, man, if I had some bait, I'd be out there fishing myself. And he's like, well, I got you. Come down and get some bait. So that's exactly what I did. All right, come on, fish. Give me a fish. I need a fish. I'm seriously surprised that this purple rod ain't went ballistic yet. Oh. What's that? Thank God, y'all. You see the purple rod bounce, most of that's me because the mud's so soft and I'm walking. This rod just bounced, y'all. Is she gonna go for it? That's one of them DMV bites right there the other night. He was getting those a lot. Got a lot of those. Where they'd smack it, let it go, and then smack it and let it go, smack it and let it go. But yeah, I'm surprised that this purple rod ain't got smashed yet because of where it's at. Of course, the current has, with the bars going through, the current has pushed it over this way a little bit. It needs to go closer to that tree. I'll probably cast it back out here in a second, get it closer to that tree, because that's where it needs to be at. Yep, tappy tappy. I don't know why the lights ain't working on the purple rod. They worked yesterday or day before yesterday when I had it out, and then all of a sudden I went to bring it out today, put new batteries in it, nada. And of course I ordered lights from Amazon, anticipating I was going to be taking some people out for CatCon. Ordered them about 3 weeks ago. I ordered a 10-pack so I could do all my rods, and sure enough, I'll take this headlamp off. Sure enough, I get a message because I was ordered those and some tattoo ink because I was going to do some more of my tattoo work, get it done. And I get a message from them saying that my order is undeliverable, that they was giving me a refund. I'm like, well, I'm glad I'm getting a refund, but I need the lights. Palmetto, what is up? See, I told that's what they did, Palmetto. They made me do this. I was down there at CatCon. They was all talking about where we gonna go fishing tonight. Well, I found out Big Mike found a spot. He was bait rich, hooked me up with some bait. So guess what? Now we out here. Just by myself though. Rob, how's it going? I need to recast this one because I know for a fact that this should be done got a hit by now. They should have done got a hit by now. Oh, I'm running into all that grassy stuff. Got that salad out there, y'all. That salad. I hate that stuff. That's why I'm trying to stay up close with this one to stay out of that salad. If I stay close to that tree right there, all these fish want to lay by that tree because there's a current break there. So, trying to get it in that current break. And if I can get it in that current break, we should be all right. We should be getting smashed pretty quickly. This is the spot I come to that one time when I caught, what was it, 9 fish in 4 hours? And they was all up close. And they was all on this rod, right there in the same spot I'm trying to put it right now. So, and that was with junk bait. So let's see what happened when I got Skippy out. That should be in that current seam because it just, as soon as it hit, it stopped. It didn't go floating down river any at all. It just stopped. All right, so we good. Let's see what that has. See how that works. It's only at about 25, 30 feet, y'all. Small Pepper, how's it going? Yeah, I would have my little brother out here with me. He wanted to go, but we made the decision to go so late that he don't, with him, his ride and stuff, I wouldn't have been able to get out there and get him in time to even come out, because I'm only gonna be out for a couple hours. So I mean, it's like, what was the point? Plus, now I'm glad I didn't, because heck, I can't even stand down here. And if I do land anything big, I don't know how I'm gonna land it. I honestly don't. If I hook anything big, I don't know how I'm gonna land it, because I literally have just a straight mudslide straight on down to the bank. This is also the spot that almost took my life last year when we had the massive rainstorm come in. The water come up so high so fast that it literally, I couldn't get up this hill because of the mud. I couldn't get up the hill fast enough and almost went downriver. But now I've got about 8 foot, 9 foot downward to climb, so I should be all right. It shouldn't come up that high that quick. Oh, I'm working on it, Steve. I'm working on it. We just now got off of peak season. Our peak season runs from like November until about half of January, first half of January or end of February, beginning of February. Somewhere in there is our peak season. We just come out of peak, and they just now cut our hours down, so now I'll be able to get out more. And now they're trying to get us a fixed schedule, so that'll help out a lot more too. They get me a fixed schedule. I got to know when I'm going out and when I'm not going to be able to go out. I'm hoping things go better now that I'm back at work. Maybe I can get more things accomplished. I'll be able to go out and do more things. I get my vehicle back on the road, my traveling vehicle. I got one vehicle I can drive, but I can't drive it long distances. I got a couple big fishing trips planned that I'd like to take y'all with me on. I want to knock out some bucket list fish. I'll go down to Wolf Creek Dam. It's the only place in Kentucky to catch sturgeon. They're not massive sturgeon. Most of them, I think the record down there is only, 3-4 foot, but it's still a sturgeon, and I ain't caught one yet. So we're gonna try to go do some sturgeon fishing. I'm gonna probably do a lot more carp fishing this year. I'm gonna get into doing some more carp fishing. I got a special species I'm gonna chase this year that I'm not gonna tell y'all what it is. It's here in Kentucky, and it shouldn't be here, and it ain't supposed to be here, but I'm going after it. We're gonna see if we can catch them, and I'm gonna do it on live. That way nobody knows. That way everybody knows I didn't make it up. And in July, maybe that's what I'm saying. Bucket list fish. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to do. Yeah, it's great to be out here fishing. I just wish it would be if this bank was just a hair more dry, to where I can actually set up stuff the way I need to. Man, it'd be perfect out here. It'd be beautiful. I mean, it's cold. Don't get me wrong. It's only like 45 degrees, but it don't feel cold. It don't feel that bad. So I can handle this weather right here. I got my big snowsuit on and everything else, and got my thermal socks on, so I'm good. I mean, my feet are getting a little chilly from standing because I'm buried in the mud, but other than that, it's not that bad. Not that bad at all. But yeah, in July, I may be going down to I'm supposed to be going down to Kansas City for a week. My stepson's getting married. I'm so happy for him. Y'all don't understand how excited for that man I am. He's one of our good ones. He's a good guy, and he got him a beautiful fiance. So we're gonna go down there for a week to watch him get married. And I got a few people down there supposed to take me out fishing, so we're gonna see how that goes. I just got to figure out how to get my rods down there, because y'all know I use one piece, like 7.5 foot one piece rods. They don't fit in the car too well. Not when we're going to have 5 people in the car, so I can't lay the seat down. So I didn't figure that one out yet. My wife's talking about getting a rental car. I may have to strap them to the hood. I wonder what kind of regulations they have against that, strapping them to the hood. No, I catch gar all the time. I can go where Big Mike's at, where Big Mike was at earlier. If I go down there during the summer, I can land 150, 200 gar in one night. That's not even an exaggeration. There's that many down there. We used to go down and catch them with the cellophane, the metal part of a cigarette pack. Throw it on a hook, cast it out there, let it float, and they'll come up, grab it, and just run off with it. Yep. 10 to 1 says this pink rod is just covered in that salad stuff. Guarantee it's just covered in salad. I'm afraid I'll break it off, or I'll reel it in and check it. Make sure that it ain't covered with salad. Cast it down a little bit further down this way. If I can get past this tree right here to cast. That's another issue too. Somebody broke a bunch of tree branches off and threw them down the dang hill. That's why I like my spot. My spot's about 50, 60 yards down that way. This is my flathead hole. There's a lot of down trees right here. So unless I got a bite on there, I really don't want to start pulling on that rod, because I know for a fact I ain't getting my gear back. Yeah, this river's full of gar. And you know, I had never seen a gar and never caught a gar down in this area. And I brought my brother Aaron, your little brother down here. I brought him with me one night, his first night down here, and he's a diehard gar fisherman. He loves fishing for gar. Brought him down here one night, and it was just hilarious. It was hilarious because we seen so many gar and started catching gar that night. He's like, "Look, they followed me." I'm like, "That's not cool, dude. This is my catfish hole. This is my flathead and blue cat hole. I don't want the gar." But man, they got thick through here. Yeah, that pink rod's doing like this, and I guarantee it's that salad. It's that time of year where it starts building up down there, all the grass and stuff. But we know we can tell a bite when it gets a bite, even with that salad on there. We've done it 100 times. It'll show no mercy. This one right here, it's literally 6 foot, well, about 10 to 12 foot off the bank. It's right in front of one of the trees that's underwater. And there's no current right there. It's all just calm water. So any fish coming through here hungry that's trying to get out of the current is right there by that blue rod, purple rod. Now I gotta get more reels. I got more reels than I got rods. But now I gotta get more reels because I got the new Mad Cats. I picked up the Poison Ivy, I picked up the Smash rod, and then my wife won me a puzzle rod. So with those bright colors, the purples, the pinks, my red reels and stuff like that do not look right on them, because I got bright purple, bright green. So yeah, I gotta have either purple and green reels or something. And I passed up a good deal at CatCon, at Mad Cats, matter of fact. Missy, how's it going? Yeah, I passed up a good deal at CatCon because Mad Cats had Ancient Mariner reels up there for 80 bucks a piece. Anybody who's bought an Ancient Mariner knows they're 100 bucks online. So that's a real good deal right off the bat. But I didn't get one. I almost did. My wife kept on asking me today, since we got home today and was looking at all the rods and the colors of the rods with the reels I've got. She's like, "Yeah, you should have got that purple or pink one." And I really need to check this pink rod, and I'm scared too. We've been live for 39 minutes. Got 11 wonderful people in here, 16 thumbs up. I appreciate it, everybody. That's what I keep on hearing too. That's another reason why I was wanting to buy it, because I've heard nothing but good stuff about them. I mean, everybody I've heard from say they're almost as good as Ambassador, and it's actually made by people that made the Ambassadors. So they know how to make a reel. Yeah, the company, the people that started Ancient Mariner used to work for Ambassador. They was some of the designers for Ambassador, so they know what they're doing, and they know how to make a reel like Ambassador where it'll cast. That's what I'm saying. Here, kitty, kitty. Trying to step off screen just enough to where I try not to smoke on my screen, on my stream. It's gonna be hard not to do it tonight, as far as well, y'all don't have to see it because I can't lean back that far. I'm literally leaning back as far as I can when my back's almost touching. Lance, how's it going? I don't know how to get this autofocus off this dang phone. I've turned it off and it stays on. I don't know why. It's a new phone. It shouldn't be doing all this, but it does. Yeah, I noticed that when I was at live at CatCon yesterday. Went to play back the live to watch it, and it was a nightmare. I'm like, man, that's fuzzy and crazy and shouldn't be that bad looking. Yeah, they get pink rods just filling up with salad because it's bent. It's literally got an arch like this in it already. It's about a quarter of the way loaded up, so, and I know it ain't a fish loading it up. Give me my boot back. Give me my boot back. You ain't getting my boot. I'm standing in certain spots and the mud's packing down underneath of me because I'm standing in it so long. But then I get into a soft spot. See, I tell you how soft the mud is. Watch that rod. Ready? You'll see it rock back and forth. I'm hitting that. I'm stomping literally maybe 12 to 16 inches away from that rod. From that rod holder. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm staying so close to them. One, because there's no place else to go, and two, I don't trust it. I stuck them down in there and they didn't want to stay. So they ain't getting my Muddy River rod. They made that up. You can hear it slush. But see, this river just went down. It went down 6 foot in the last 3 days. So all this was underwater for about 2 weeks up until a couple days ago. And the weather's just now warming up, so if the rain stays away, it'll dry out and we should be golden. All right, here in a few minutes, y'all, I'm gonna roll this pink rod in. It's sitting here bouncing. I guarantee it's got 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of salad on it. I'm gonna need some ranch dressing. I might not get the rig back, but that's okay. I went overboard at CatCon. I bought 7 pounds of lead and to make sinkers out of for myself, and I bought another 20 pounds of sinkers already pre-made. So got sinkers now, and I bought I think I got 46, 48 10-aught hooks to go with the 25 I still got at the house. So I should be golden for a couple months. As long as I don't keep on breaking off, we're good. Because during the summer, late spring, early summer, when all this drops down like it's supposed to, I can go 5 fishing trips without losing a rig. Once all the driftwood and everything else decides it's going to drift where it's going to drift and stop, I can usually locate it all and cast around it and not lose that many rigs. Right now, I don't know anything about where anything's at in here. I know there's a lot of trees and bushes down there under the water that's normally out of the water, so I don't know what's over there right now that's gonna hang me up. And I'm gonna have to drag it because I guarantee it's got a pound and a half of salad on it, plus an 8 ounce sinker and the bait. Yeah, it's probably pushing 2.5 pounds that I'm gonna have to drag through there. So I don't think I'm gonna get it up over anything. It'd be better just to see it load up real quick and get a fish on it, so I know for a fact I'll get it in. I'll be happy with a 5 pounder. This is my first fishing trip of the year. I need to get something. I guess I might have to get back on Amazon and see why I couldn't get my lights and see if they can ship them now, since they couldn't ship them last week for some reason. I'm thinking what happened, we had all them train derailments going on in Ohio. There was one in Tennessee. And I'm thinking that what might have happened is one of the trains that, because I found out that Amazon uses a lot of trains when they're moving stuff out of state and semis. And they had a couple overturned semis too. I'm wondering if one of them had my stuff on it, and because of that, they knew they couldn't deliver it, so they just sent it back. Because I ordered some more stuff, and it says it'll be here tomorrow. So, I don't know. It was just those couple items that it said was undeliverable. So, we'll see. I gotta get some more lights, for sure. 15 wonderful people in the house. I appreciate it. Now I just need to put a fish on for y'all. I know they out here. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Sink cork, Bob, Bart, get them, boo. Here, kitty, kitty. All right, y'all, I'm gonna try to pull this pink rod in. I know I'm gonna snag and break off, but it's out there and it's covered in so much gook that I know for a fact that it's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. I've pulled in 30-pound blues that are easier to pull in than this crap. No, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I got my weight and stuff up. It don't want to reel because of the gook, but here we go. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about when I say salad. We got salad, y'all. Need some ranch dressing. That's all the leaves and the grass and stuff that ain't settled yet because of the flood. And I'll fight with this most of the night. Get this off there. Get this back out there. Water feels a little warmer than it does outside temperature, so they should be waking up, you would think. You would think. Alright, get this salad off there. Let me get this back out there. See if I can get to a spot where I can actually give it a good old hee-ho. I can do it from here if I can get away from that tree branch. pan out as far as I'd like to have it, but at the same time, I'm thinking with it being flooded, closer the better. Plus, maybe that tree will trap some of that debris and keep some of that debris from getting on it. One can only hope. Yeah, it's gonna be a nightmare getting out of all this mess. I'll flatten me down one spot and be gold. Stay right where it's at. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody. My chat done stopped. Sorry, y'all. Give me a second. I gotta go back and read the chat. My chat stopped rolling. Certified Fishing Nut, thanks for coming in. I'm sorry I missed you. Sunfish, how's it going? Joe? Alvin? I am so sorry, y'all, if I was still in here. I wasn't ignoring you on purpose, I promise you. I kept on looking at the phone and it wasn't saying anything, like nobody was in here. And the chat just stopped rolling. Mark, how's it going, brother? We out here doing the thing. Freezing cold, but we out here in Louisville still. I was hoping on getting some more people from CatCon to come with me, but that didn't work. But they talked me into doing it. We out here. But Big Mike did hook me up with some skipjacks, so he saved my life because I wasn't going to be going fishing without it. Because I had no bait in the freezer or nothing. And now I'm extremely bait rich. And that's not an exaggeration. He took good care of me. Oh man, it was great to meet you. I was excited to meet you, Mark. I've been wanting to meet you for a long time. Bailey, I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to you. I don't know if I did or not, but if I did, say hi to you again, bro. Come on, these people want to fish. They just want to see one. I just want to see one. At least I ain't got to worry about anything coming up and stalking me in the woods, because where I'm at right now, there is no woods. There's woods, but there ain't no woods. And the fact that the trees have all been mowed down, I got a clear path. The only thing I seen was my deer. I got 2 deer that come up here every year and sit at the top of the hill right here. Well, down by my hole. And they was down there when I come up here. I took my headlight on and had their eyes shine. I'm like, oh, there's my deer. There's my deer. Yeah, I'd love to catch a monster. I don't know if I want to catch a monster tonight. I promise you right now. If I catch a monster, somebody needs to try to do some good editing to make sure that the video quality is good. Because I can promise you right now, it's going to be an award-winning fish. Because I can promise you right now, it's a 8 to 9 foot slide straight downhill to get to the water. 8 to 9 foot slide. It's solid mud. And the lower down towards the water I go, the softer the mud gets. So I'd have to go up to my waist in mud to land it. But y'all know me. Y'all know my motto. Jump in there and get them. I will go in there. I will get that fish up here one way or another. And I will make sure this camera's pointing downward as I'm climbing down this bank. That way when I slide my happy butt down in this water, y'all see it. I mean, I'll get down there to get the fish. I don't know if I'll get back up the hill, but I'll get down there to get it. But I am running small baits tonight. One, because the weather is still cold, so cold, and two, because I'm not targeting big fish tonight because of that. I brought my big fish gear just in case. I got all my 12 and 14 odd hooks, but I downsized. It's got a 10, either a 10 or 12. It's got a 7 or 8 on it. I got a small little piece of bait, about size of a quarter on this one, and about a size of a $1/2. Well, chunk about that big on that rod. But I know sometimes big fish will grab small bait. You never know. Where Big Mike went today, I told him my personal best before YouTube, which was a 102-pound blue, was landed less than I'd say less than a half mile from where he was sitting at, and it was on a piece of bait that big. So sometimes they'll grab them big baits, and sometimes, I mean, on small baits, and sometimes small fish grab them big baits. Whatever they think they can get in their mouth, they're grabbing if they're hungry enough. If they're hungry enough, they don't care. They will grab it. And the goal for tonight, since I know for a fact that there's a current seam right here, a current break right here, where there's no current, and it's probably about 20 foot wide, my goal is to keep this rod in that current break as close to that tree as I can, and see what I can pull out. So in the next 10 minutes, if I don't get a bite, I'll reel this one in and reposition it out a little bit further and closer to that tree. But I did pull in last year. This is the spot I come to last year when I did those 3 lives back to back, 3 nights in a row. And that first night, I think I landed 8, and I caught a 20-pounder on a piece of bait the size of a nickel. So right in the same spot it's in now. So it's optimistic. Indiana Chris, how's it going? Yes, they do. Elephants will eat peanuts. They definitely will. Hooked into a fish right in that same area where I landed that PB. They would have ate that PB, and it was during a tornado. And I'm not trying to duplicate that. I'm not. One, I can't get to that spot no more. They want me up there. And two, I don't want to stand out in a tornado multiple times to try to duplicate that, because, yeah, it don't sound fun. It just so happened when we was down there during the thunderstorm, me and my little brother, and it started getting real bad. We was already soaked. I said, well, we're soaked. It's a warm night. It's soaked. Ain't no sense of leaving over some rain, some wind and some rain. And we was standing on the dock. We walked off the docks and got between them. We'd walk out there just enough to cast out, and then we'd walk our line back and get on the flat ground on the right there at the boat ramp. And I'm sitting there. They start sounding tornado sirens. I'm like, maybe it's almost time to pack up. But at that time, we saw a small twister come down, bounce off the river. I looked at my brother. I said, now it's time to go. And I went to reel it in, went to reel in my rod, and I thought I was snagged. I'm like, I'm snagged into something. I said, but whatever it is, it's coming with me. Got this thing up about 30 foot from the bank. Felt it jerk one time. I looked at him. I said, get the camera. Because we had one of them. That was back in the day. The only cameras you had was the little disposable ones you buy. And of course, he'd been drinking all night and partying. So he sit there and looked at me like I was stupid. Like, what? I'm like, get the camera. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, that's a fish on there. Get the camera. About that time, this thing come out of the water, looked like a shark or something. Dorsal fin sticking this high out of the water. I'm like, get this. About that time, he snapped the line and swam off. That's what the term is. Jump in there, get him. Because my brother actually looked at me and said, jump in there, get him. I'm like, you jump in there and get him. I don't think he's full off that little piece of bait he ate. And I'm thinking, oh, he's might have got lucky enough to hook into something like that. Because them big monsters that you hear from the stories like that, and the stories that I heard when I was little and that I didn't believe, they lay on the bottom. They don't move. They wait for baits to come to them and food to come to them. You pretty much have to get on top of one of them and let your bait float into their mouth and everything else. I mean, it's almost impossible to catch them giants. I think what it was, I think the storm, the pressure of the storm threw him off and he come up and it just so happened to get around my bait. I could probably duplicate that whole thing 1,000 times and not hook into another one. But I can promise you right now, I ever hook into one, it's coming in. If I gotta set my drag as low as I can get it, let him run me out as far as I can, tighten it up just enough to regain some more, let him run it for an hour, I don't give a crap. He can he can spool me 5 or 6 times as long as he don't get completely spooled, and I'll be going with it. I don't care. I'll reel it back in what I can take and let him spool me again. I don't care. He's coming in this time. Just not tonight. Because I'm able to slide down this hill, wind up in his mouth. Yeah, y'all almost wind up with a new. They almost wind up with a a new award for Golden Whisker Awards, and I almost took it on scene. First day of Catfish Conference. I literally almost choked to death on a French fry. It cut the inside of my throat and everything because the fries are real thick, and I got a hold of a hard one that didn't go down. It didn't. I thought I chewed it up better, but it didn't. And it got stuck sideways in my throat. My wife almost had to do Heimlich and everything else. I'm like, yes, a funny way to go. Sitting here watching the Golden Whisker Awards and going to die. Right here watching them. So just make sure y'all get it on camera. That's a new one. I haven't been to eat for 2 days because of it. I just nibble on stuff right now. I had to get real small bites of food from it. Cut my throat wide open. I'm glad I didn't either, Mark. But man, I tell you what, I almost did. Everybody turned around. I'm like, and they turn around looking at me. I'm like, I'm dying. It was stuck sideways. I looked at my wife. I said, that's why I don't buy fries that are and stuff like that as these little vendors, because they're so hard when you get them that you can't chew them. I ain't got hardly anything teeth anyway, so it makes it even harder. If you ain't got no teeth, you can't chew them real good well anyway. So then you get a big chunk that's just like brick hard, won't dissolve. I mean, them fries, by the time when I took one of them off the thing and was smacking it on the table, I'm surprised it didn't crack the table. It was that hard. I looked at my wife. I said, $7 for some fries that you can't even eat. I gave them to her because she's like, I like them crunchy like that and real hard. I'm like, have at it. Have at it. Oh, I heard Japanese food and you're still alive? I'm surprised. I was hoping on eating good tonight. Before I left this morning, I put about 7-pound, 8-pound pork butt in the crock pot, and I mean I coated it about a 1/4 inch thick with rub, makes it pulled pork, and unfortunately, It wasn't done when I got home. And I've been running since I got out of CatCon. I have not stopped. Yeah, I have not stopped running since CatCon. Well, since 8 o'clock this morning. I may have gotten 4 hours of sleep in the last 2 days. That's another reason why I said it's going to be a short live. If I ain't caught a fish, I was getting ready to say a big fish. If I ain't caught a fish by, I say probably 2:30, 3 o'clock, I'm going to call it. I'll probably call it around 3 o'clock anyway. I don't know what time it is now. Oh, that's only 1:30. We good. We good. Yeah, but if I ain't caught a fish of any kind, I told my wife I'd leave out here about 3, but I start catching fish after fish, then it might be 4 or 5. But the bite will definitely have to pick up. Speaking of that, I'm going to rearrange this one. I have to keep this rod moving because I know for a fact I'm in a spot right here where the fish are at, and I know for a fact that I should be catching them, and I'm not. So if I'm not catching them, then I'm not in the right. Look like something chewed on that. I'm not in the right position. I got like a 20 by 20 spot I got to get into exactly, and it's hard to do because I got tree branches behind me to get into. Right there, as long as I'm not in that tree, we're golden. I'll let it drift a little bit. Hopefully I'm not over top of that tree branch. Yeah. I literally come within 2 foot of hitting that tree branch. I don't know if I went over top of it or not. It don't look like it did. It looks like it's drifting down. So we should be in that magic spot. We'll find out in about 10, 15 minutes because if there's any fish over there, if they're hungry, we'll find them. I probably should have went to my spot, y'all. Just to be honest. Brian B, what is up? Yo, yo. I probably should have went to my spot to be honest because the only reason why I didn't get everybody to come down and go to my spot when we was going to come down here earlier is because the tree branches are so low. With everybody using 12 foot and 10 foot rods, they wouldn't be able to cast out. I use 7.76, so I can easily get underneath them trees to get casted out. But then again, the tree that I have my rod holders on is underwater by 6 foot in front of me, so I'll be get tangled up in it trying to reel a fish in. Because I guarantee you, a fish will, if I hooked into one, they'd dart right there to it. They would try to hide underneath that tree. So getting them in would be almost impossible. I'm trying to watch that rod closely because I know for a fact it's coming. I got that feeling in my bones. Yeah, I mean it could be cold, it could just be the chill, and it could be the fact that I'm trying to get my boot stuck out of the mud. But I got that feeling. I'm about to retire my chair, y'all. My chair just ripped a little bit, and I'm debating on laying it down and standing on it. If it sinks in the mud, it sinks in the mud. I'll dig it out. There's a garbage can right up the top of the hill. I'll throw it in the garbage can. Then I won't even have to carry it back. I gotta get a new chair anyway because it ripped. Last trip I come out for my birthday, I brought a buddy of mine out. My nephew, I brought him out. Well, I call him my nephew. And he had one of the other chairs, and it ripped on him that night. And now this chair ripped. So I could use it to stand on. Lay it down in the mud, let it sink in the mud and stand on it instead of the mud pile. I mean, literally, y'all, I'm going to flip this camera down. Y'all got to see this. Let me grab my headlamp. I want y'all to get a good bird's eye view of where I'm standing. Good bird's eye view of what I'm standing in. This foot right here is completely under the mud. You can't even see it. It is gone. Gone, gone, gone. Raise it back up. There we go. Yeah, that boot is gone. I've almost lost it 3 times in the mud. And I literally, like I said, y'all, I've literally got I thought when I come down we had about 30 foot spot to fish. But now that I've seen the mud as bad as it is, yeah, I got about a 6 by 6 foot spot. Literally everything I own that's down here on the bank with me is in a 6 foot circle. Everything. Catfish Terry, what is up, brother? Brian, y'all have a safe trip, brother. Anybody that's leaving tomorrow that ain't left yet, please have a safe trip. Go live or post on your community page that you made it home safe, because you know a lot of it's going to worry about y'all. I definitely will. I'm just that kind of person. I care about everybody that I know, and I don't want to see nothing happen, so give me my boot back. Let me find me some tree branches. There's enough of them broke off down here. Maybe if I can smush them down, I can stand in them and quit sinking. Matter of fact, you know what? Excuse me. I'm sacrificing my chair. I gotta have something to stand on that can sink in the mud instead of my feet. There's garbage in the way. There we go. Sink in the mud. That way I got something solid to stand on. That'll work. Yay, y'all. I figured it out. Even though now that my feet are covered in mud, I'm going to slide all over the place, but I figured it out. That's a lot more comfortable. The regulators come in. Regulators, what's up, brother? I don't know what happened to my live earlier, y'all. I tried to go live. I posted a live to go live at 12:15. Got down here, got set up. Tried to go live. It would not let me open that live up. Would not. So I had to go in and go live again. So now I got to go home and delete that one. Speaking of that, if anybody did not hear about Mad Catz, Martin in the UK has now been sponsored by Mad Catz. So excited for him. He went into Mad Catz rod booth today, and that's to tell you how good of people they are. He went into their booth today. He was going to get some rods. All right, brother, get you some sleep. He was going to get him some rods. He walked in the Mad Catz boots. He picked up 2 rods, picked up some hooks, some line, and some other stuff. Was going to take it back to the UK with him. Tried it on Wells Catfish to see how it would hold up. and everybody had heard from people from Mad Cats had heard from Hervey and them that he had come all the way down from the UK, and they snatched him up. And as soon as they snatched him up, they walked him back towards the little area back there. They're like, "Buddy, your money's no good here." He said, "Do what?" He goes, "Your money's no good here." He said, "Everything you just picked out, we will ship for you to the UK. We're going to ship it to you free at cost." And then they want to come out and do some fishing with him in the UK. Yeah. I can promise you right now, y'all know I'm a diehard Muddy River fanatic, but I can promise you right now, no exaggeration, Mad Cats, they're on point. They got the game locked down. They do. I was in there on my live talking to I guess it's one of the main guys. Matter of fact, it is the main guy because he said I can call him at 3 o'clock in the morning if I need to, and he meant that. He's like, because I said something about the customer service. I heard the customer service is unbelievable. He said, "Man, you can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning if you have to." He said, "I don't care what time it is. You have an issue, you call me." Yeah, I tell you what, they're great people over there at Mad Cats. And I'm not just saying that because I want a rod. I actually spent 90% of the money I spent about $400. 90% of that money was at Mad Cats. I bought my hooks from Mad Cats. I bought a Mad Cats shirt. I bought 2 rods. I bought some swivels. But see, I wasn't using the rods much last year, but I did use their hooks all last year. Their 12-aught circle hooks. Yeah, those are beastie. I used them all last year, and I had to get more because I almost ran out. But I wound up getting, I think I picked up another 100 hooks total, and so I should be good. I don't remember. It's either 50 or 100. I don't remember. I picked up a couple of the big multi bulk packs, so I got like 25 left at the house. So I should have close to, yeah, with what I got at the house, I probably got close to 100. So shouldn't run out of hooks and shouldn't run out of swivels, because the swivel pack I bought, I think, is 250 swivels. So should be good there. Told my wife, I said, "Get all the gear and get it out of the way now. Now all I gotta do is get some reels that match them rods." Cause I try to put my one of my Cash King Rovers on there, and yeah, that red does not match that purple, that green, that pink. None of those colors, that don't match. I even tried to put it on the puzzle rod, which has got a bunch of different colors on it. It didn't look right on the puzzle rod either. So I definitely needed some green or purple or pink reels. Yeah, I'm gonna have fun trying to dig his chair out, y'all. But it's actually helping because it's sunk down as far as it's gonna go, and it's lifted up about 2 inches off the top, so I can actually stand without having to hurt myself, because I'm sitting here making my legs hurt trying to keep my balance from one leg to the other from sinking in the mud. And now I don't have to do that because I got at least one foot that's staying solid. I keep on threatening to come down here one day on this flood wall with a couple bags of concrete. I know y'all did. I know y'all did. But my wife talked me into going and getting all the stuff from Mad Cats and stuff, the hooks and stuff. She wanted to do that so she could take more chances on winning. I'd go in and buy $30 worth of gear so she can get into the giveaway, and I'd come back 3 hours later and buy more gear. Well, you ought to know that she don't like to fish or nothing. She just likes to do, she's like a gambler. She likes to gamble. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a potato chip. She wants to put in for the pot, so let her have her fun. I do owe her $80 for one of the rods I got though. But it's all good. Aaron, you wasn't in here earlier when I was talking about that. I'm kicking myself because of that. Mad Catz actually had Ancient Mariners on sale for $80 a piece, which is already cheap enough because, well, they're $99 online. They had the purple and the pink there, and the green. And I like purple. Purple's my favorite color. So, and I don't mind pink either. Like I joke around with real men wear pink and use pink. We don't care. It's a bright color and it shows up. And I wanted to get it. I picked it up 3 times and said, you know what? I ought to get this reel. I ought to get this reel. I ought to get this reel. I kept on telling my wife I ought to get it. She even asked me why I didn't get it. But at the end of CatCon, I was budgeting out my money because my hours been cut so bad that I didn't have them. If I would have had to cut back something else, I would have had to get 1 rod instead of 2 to get the reel. So I had my choice, the rods or the reel. And I really wanted the rods because I got down there and I wanted the poison ivy rod and I wanted the smash rod. And I couldn't. I kept on looking at them and said, well, which one do I want more? I couldn't decide. I'm like, I want them both I want them both just as much. So only option is to get them both. Reel can come later. I got plenty of reels to put on them, they just don't match. Because I've got 7 reels at the house that are not even on rods right now. 4 of them are brand new. They ain't even been put on a rod yet. They just don't match. Yeah, Joe, everything I've heard about them, like I said, everything I've heard about them is great stuff. I was told the people from Ancient Mariner that started Ancient Mariner used to be the designers for Abu Garcia that designed the Ambassador. They parted ways and started their own company. So if they made Ambassadors and helped design those, then I'm pretty sure they're good reels. And everybody says they cast as good as an Ambassador, and they're half the price, sometimes a quarter of the price. Because the last Ambassador I went to buy was $360, and you can get an Ancient Mariner for $100. And if it holds up and if it casts as good as they say it does, it's worth that $100. It's worth it, every penny of it. The ones that they had up there didn't have power handles on them, Aaron. They didn't have the power handles. But I don't think they had the 7,000 series. I think all they had was the 6,000 series. But I went and looked at the 6,000 series online while I was there, and it said online price was $99. I'm like, well, heck, $99 for 6,000 reel. Buying it online, you're spending under $100, so you know they're going to charge you shipping. So you're looking at about $110, $120 by the time you get the reel. and they had them at CatCon for 80. The only reel I haven't tried on either one of them to see if it would work is I've got the Camouflage Abu 6400 what they call it, the Mini Rocket series. It's a Camouflage series. I've got one of those sitting in my garage right now, and I might put it on the Poison Ivy rod, since it's got 3 different color green on it. It might match. I put a power handle on it and it was crappy. I tried to give it. I forgot who it was. Somebody asked me if it would fit on their reel, and I told them, I said, well, if it will, you can have it. I was going to ship it to them. I could not cast that Abu for crap with that power handle. It just got in the way. Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Abu's good equipment. Don't get me wrong. I love my Abu. I was telling somebody about this today. Right before my mom passed away, she got sick from cancer. Right before she passed away, she had over 20 ambassador reels, and I couldn't use an ambassador. I could not use a bait caster to save my life. I tried and I tried and I tried, and all I would do is backlash them. Could not get one to work right. And my mom got sick and she couldn't go fishing no more. And that was in my peak of me starting my trophy catfishing like I'm doing now. And she's like, take all them rods and reels, she said, and go get reels that you can use for them. Since you can't use these, trade them in. And I didn't want to do it, but I couldn't use them for anything, so I traded them all in for spinning reels. Less than 6 months later, I went with her brother, my uncle. He wanted me to go fishing at a lake with him. I didn't have no rods because he picked me up at work. We get there, and he starts pulling all his rods out. He goes, I got rods. He pulls them out, and every one of them's got an ambassador on it. I'm like, what? I said, I can't use those. He goes, you're going to learn today. Sure enough, he showed me how to use them. I cast it all, because it was a little small lake. I cast it all the way to the other side of the lake with it. He goes, looks like you're using it just fine to me now. I'm like, yeah, guess what? Now I'm getting more of them. Right after I got rid of all of those. No, they had both handles on it. They had both handles. They didn't have power handle. Cause I got power handles on a lot of mine. It's like, well, the PC Fun Chaos I've got right here. I got PC Fun Chaos 50. It's got a power handle on it. It don't bother me none. It works like it's supposed to, and that reel casts good, and the handle's a real nice handle. The one I ordered for that Ambassador, I ordered it from Ambassador, and I tell you what, that thing is big and gaudy, and you go to cast and it's just awkward. I mean, it literally, you go to cast and your whole hand slides sideways. You almost lose grip of everything. I'm like, I'm not using this thing. You go to reel in and it just don't feel right. It feels funky. I'm like, yeah, this got to go. This has got to go. I wound up taking I didn't see a power handle on them. I picked them up and spun them. And they had both hand grips on them. But they said Ancient Mariner. The box said Ancient Mariner and the reel said Ancient Mariner, but it didn't have power handles. Either way it goes, I didn't get it and I should have. But I didn't. 217, how's it going? I need to watch this purple rod, y'all. I just heard something, some noise rattling, like the rod was moving, and that was with me touching the mud. So that's what it usually sounds like when it rattles around this plastic rod holder. Stephen Corley, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Actually, I think Brian got off here. He said he's going to call it a night so he can get in bed so he can get on the road tomorrow. No, he's still in here. Yeah, I know one thing, Brian. You and Has had that booth set up nice. Triple City Anglers had a good, nice booth, y'all. I hope they did a lot of business. I know Has needs to put Brian B on the payroll. If y'all talk to Has, y'all need to hassle him about that. He had poor old Brian B in that booth by himself for God knows how long. They might, Aaron. I didn't. The ones I was looking at, I don't remember seeing a power handle on it. But then again, I also picked up seven or eight different reels at different places. So I might have been thinking. I know they had the Ancient Mariners. I don't remember having power handles, so they could have, and me not pay attention to it. I mean, I picked up every reel that they had in the whole building. I went through looking at reel after reel after reel because I was gonna buy some some spinning reels because I got so many friends that can't use bait casters, and when they come fishing, they don't got no gear, and they want to use mine. And I'm like, well, you're gonna have to have you're gonna have to use a bait caster because I don't own no spinning reels. I own like 3. So now I'm gonna start getting spinning rods and spinning reels. I picked up a Paula Smith spinning rod tonight, so I'm gonna put a spinning reel on it. That way, next time somebody goes out, they can use it. I don't know, it's too pretty. I don't want to use it, but it is what it is. I want all my friends to be able to fish with Mad Cats and Muddy River rods. Even if they can't afford them, because some of my friends can't afford them because they're on disability and stuff. If they go fishing with me, I want them to be able to use them. So I'll order some as I go along. I'll get some more Mad Cats rods. I didn't see they didn't have no spinning rods up there. None of the rods I looked at Mad Cats, either Poison Ivy or the Smash rods, none of them was spinning rods. Not none of them. I even had the owner come over. He goes, "No, we ain't got no spinning rods in those." I'm like, "What?" Because I was going to buy one of them as a spinning rod. That way I'd have an extra spinning rod. But they didn't have any. That's alright though. That just means I can be selfish with my Poison Ivy and my uh-oh. Pink rod just dipped. I can be stingy with my Poison Ivy and my Smash rod. I don't have to share. Alright, Aaron. Like I said, I might look at it wrong. Yeah, they have a lifetime warranty on them. I know that. I don't think Mad Cats would sell them if they didn't have a lifetime warranty. And the reason why I say that is because Mad Cats puts a lot of pride in what they sell. They got a lot of they put a lot of pride in their what their products and what they sell. So I don't know. I'll probably order one before it's all said and done, unless I come across something else. If I could rebuild reels better than what I'm doing now, I wouldn't have that issue. I honestly wouldn't. Because right now I'm having issues. I'm having issues. I got a Ming Yang CL60 that had a bunch of gunk down inside of it, sand and stuff, and being up here fishing. And I took it apart and cleaned it all out, put it back in, put it back together, and that sucker don't work. I don't know what's wrong with it. I rebuilt it 3 times in a row, and it's not selling right. So I gotta find out what I did wrong. Duggar, what is up, brother? Long time no see. Yeah, I've got a bunch of uh, old bait casters and stuff that just look like crap. They work good, or they work okay, but they just look like nightmares. I can strip them down. I've got an iodinizer and everything else, and I can make them any color I want to. It's just the fact of rebuilding them because when I do rebuild them, they don't work like they're supposed to. And I'm not going to take them apart and let them get tore up just because I know I can't put them back together. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. You would have thought I would have done hooked at least one by now. I got a good takedown by now, having fresh Skippy out there. And these Skippies are fresh. I mean, they've never been frozen or nothing. They're still flexible and everything else. So you would think. I don't know. It's probably still a day bite right now because it's still so cold right now. I doubt the bite switched over yet. 18 wonderful people now. So I appreciate it. I just wish we was having better luck so I could show y'all some fish. That don't be the only thing make this weekend better. The only thing make this weekend better than what it's been. Me getting to meet all these great people like Mark and stuff at Catfish Conference. The only thing make this weekend better is to hook a fish. It could be a 2, 3 pounder. I don't care. Be the first fish of the year. It would just finish off this weekend. I know one thing, when I get home, my wife gonna hate me. One, I'm covered in mud up to my ankle, up to my, probably up to my knees by now. Just covered in mud. And as soon as I get in the house, I'm gonna be the first person to raid that pulled pork. It's gotta be ready by now. Carmel, how's it going? Thank you. Thank you for coming in, brother. I ain't seen you in a while. Of course, I haven't been out for almost 3 months because of my work schedule. I'm glad that's all changing. Now all I gotta do is hope the weather warms up soon so this bank can dry up and the water level drops down. And actually, the water level could stay about where it's at right now, because when it's up like this, I usually have better luck anyway. Just if this bank would dry where I'm not sinking up to my kneecaps in mud, would be better. And if I quit having salad, man, this salad on this rod, on this line, keeps on dragging my rod down. I'm about a quarter of the way loaded up on my pink rod. It's already a quarter way loaded. Now, I know there ain't a fish on it. It's all that salad building up on the line. All that grass and leaves and everything else from where the river's been flooded so much. Because it was up where I'm standing at right now, which is 8-9 foot off the water. It was up past this like 4 or 5 days ago. All this was underwater. It just now went down, and it's slowly going down more, which is another issue too, because it's on the drop. But at the same time, it ain't dropped much. It's dropping very slow. Dale, what is up? What's up, brother? They made me do it, man. Went to CatCon and they all kept on talking about let's go fishing, let's go fishing, let's go fishing. And then besides Big Mike, everybody else, well, and my brother wanted to go too, but we didn't have no bait to go out. So until I ran into Big Mike online and went and picked up bait from him, I wouldn't have had bait to go fishing. And then by the time I got it and got home, it was 11:30. Mike Chavez, what is up? Thank you for stopping in. We out here doing it. Sinking up to our kneecaps in the mud, in the freezing cold, but we doing it. You know, I probably should have listened to my wife and brought out the Mad Catz rods. Because with me being as close to the rods as they are, I don't even need my lights on them. Pink one's lit up and you can't even tell it's lit up. And the purple one ain't lit up and it looks like it's lit up enough, so. And I gotta go, when I go home tonight, I think I'm gonna have to look into this phone to find out how to turn the autofocus off on it. Because I thought I turned it off already. It's one of the ones we gotta hold the screen and do something else in order for it to go off. But I did what I thought I was supposed to do to get it to go off, but it didn't work. Autofocus is staying on anyway, and it's throwing my video off. I don't like it. I should have brought my old phone. That's what I bought that phone for, strictly for YouTube. Cold Creek, how's it going? Man, give me my feet back. My chair's done sunk all the way down, y'all. Now it's almost under the mud. I'm gonna have to dig it out of the mud to take it up on to the garbage. But I will not leave it down here. I don't leave my trash down. Luckily, there's a garbage can right up the hill, so I'll walk right on up the hill after I bang some of the mud off of it, throw it in the garbage can. Yeah, pink rod looks like it's fully loaded now. I mean, it's literally arched like this. But it's not. It's salad. It'd be salad. Of course, I'm probably going to throw it in here in a minute. See if I can get it back in again without losing my rig. And if I can, it's still dropping more. But if I get it in without losing my rig, I'm probably going to change the bait on it when I pull it in this time. Because I cut a skippy up, so I want to use as much of him as I can, so I might as well change the bait on it. Keep throwing fresh out there, instead of letting it sit. I just don't know if I'll get that rig back in. I got lucky the first time. Second time might not go as well. And the first time it wasn't loaded up as much as it is now. Now it looks like it's literally, it looks about like it would if it had a 5-pound fish stuck to it. But I'm gonna give it a minute because it's went a little bit slacker than what it was, so maybe there is something out there playing on it besides just the salad. I know the salad's getting it, but could be something else out there messing with it too. I don't want to put it in too close. I mean, I know that most of the fish are probably in close right now anyway because of the flooded water, but I don't want to put it in too close and have both of them in real close. Or I put it in the same area I've got that one. That way it'll stay in the current break and don't get all that stuff built up on it, but you don't put all your chickens in one spot. Southern Grown, how's it going, Wendy? Thank you for stopping in. They made me do it. They made me do it. Went to Catfish Conference and I appreciate it. That's probably why I got so many people in here. Normally I only got like 5 people watching me. But yeah. Went to Catfish Conference, ran into everybody. They was talking about, since they was here in Louisville with me, they figured they'd go and then talked about it. I went home, got my gear together. Everybody pretty much backed out on me. And Big Mike went fishing by himself. And I was like, well, man, if I had bait, I'd go. He offered me some bait, and I went and picked it up. Drove about an hour both ways going there and back to get it. But you know what? It was worth it. Because now I got bait. Because my creek is dried up. I ain't caught no fish out of it in a while. Yep. I wish I could catch something out of it because I'd like to have some bluegill up here right now. I want to try that. I normally have good luck on bluegill and carp up here as my 2 best baits. And I would love to try to put the bluegill or the carp up against the skipjack. Because we got a lot of skipjack in this water too. And I think these fish get tired of eating it. And we don't have many bluegill left. There's only 3 or 4 creeks, at least in this area, that connect to the Ohio River that still have bluegill in them. So it's something new for them, I guess. They get tired of eating the same food. No BS, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. All right, Mike Chavez, thanks for stopping in. Get you some rest. Now I'm gonna have to grab my dang headlamp, y'all. Now I was saying nothing creepy or nothing big was gonna come down here, walk up on me. Now I'm hearing tree branches break. Might be my deer. Cause like I said, the two deer that usually up here, they're up top of the hill right now. I come down and seen their eyes shine as soon as I walk down the hill. So, Dallas, how's it going? I seen their eyes shine when I come down. It might be them. Rubbing up against a low tree and hitting a branch. As long as there ain't nothing else, I don't care. As long as my mountain lion stays away, I don't care. Thank you so much, Wendy. You're not a mod in here, Wendy? Oh, that's gonna change. I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought you was already a mod in here. When I get home and can get in there, I'm gonna make you a mod. I thought you was already a mod. Oh no, I know it's okay, but yeah, I thought you was already a mod. I usually try to keep most of the people that's been with me for a long period of time. I try to keep them all as mods because they're the people that come into my lives. They're the people. I mean, I respect and like everybody. I'm just a person that likes everybody. But the people that stuck through me through everything, like this, me not catching fish stuff and everything else, and still come and see me, those are the people I want to keep around. Those are the people that mean more to me than anything. Gray Wolf, how's it going? Yeah, those are the people I want to keep around. Yes, this fits real well. Using Muddy River rods, or at least one of my Muddy River rods, and sunk up to my kneecaps in mud at the river. Yep, it works. Yeah, pink rod keeps on bouncing, but I know it's got to be the salad on it. It's got to be the salad. It ain't bouncing like a bite would do it. Yeah, there's something, I think, some driftwood or something's probably banging up against the side of it, against the line. I'm going to pull it in here in a minute and go ahead and change out the bait. Ain't no sense of cutting a full skipjack and not using him. Might throw scared to throw the head out there, y'all. Because anybody that just came in here, I'm 8 to 9 foot above the water, and there's hardly no way to get down there. So I'm not really targeting anything big tonight because I don't know how I'm gonna get it landed if I get anything big. Anything under 20 pounds, I can, since the mud's all soft and slick, I can slide them on up here. with no problem without hurting them, which I don't want to hurt the fish. So I could do that. Anything over, I say anything over 10, 15 pounds, I'd have to go probably climb down there in the water to get it. And I don't know if I can get back up this hill. It is that bad. That's why I'm standing right now, because my chair broke me trying to sit in it sideways, and I'm standing on top of my chair and letting it sink in the mud instead of me, because I've already got mud to my kneecaps. Yeah, it's time to check your pink rod. If I lose the rig, I lose the rig. I can't keep on watching it bounce. I mean, this thing's just bending in half with all that stuff on it. Yeah, I don't even want to pull in. There's not a fish on it, y'all. That rod's bending in half, but there ain't a fish on it. There's just that much debris. Yeah, there's that much debris on it. Ain't as bad as it was earlier, but there's a good amount on there. Got some of that salad. All we need now is some ranch dressing. You know it's bad when you got a big sinker like that and it won't stay down. And I ain't running big bait, y'all. That's a little modest piece of bait. That's all I'm running right now. The one on there is even smaller. Like I said, I'm not going for no monsters tonight like I normally do. Tonight it's just, let's see if we can get us a fish. I can't tell if that's a nick or just a bend. I don't know. Hopefully it's not a nick. Gonna be scraping stuff. It could be. I hope not. But we're gonna leave it on there. I'm gonna change this bait out, y'all, because I got a whole skipjack over here. Gotta start cutting up, and I don't want to waste it. Ain't no sense of wasting it. There's a hair bigger, but not much bigger. Normally I'd cut that skipjack in half and use half on each rod. But yeah, I ain't trying to hook no 50s, 60s or anything like that tonight. I know for a fact I couldn't get down that hill to get it. And I didn't bring my net. I didn't bring my scales. This was an emergency, let's go out and get it done trip. Alrighty. Actually, you know what? Come on there. Let me check and see how my reel was set, because it didn't go out as far as I thought it should have went earlier when I cast it. Let's see how my reel was set. See if I can't get out there a hair further. If I'm going to deal with the debris, I might as well be out there. There we go. That's better. If I'm gonna deal with the debris, I want it out there. Still sinking, and it's sunk. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't have had no skip if it wasn't for Fishing with Big Mike. He hooked me up. And it's as fresh as it can get. It's never been frozen. When he pulled them out of his cooler, they were still bending in half and everything. So I owe him a big one, because I wouldn't be out here right now. And I got another trip coming out Monday. As long as the weather holds out, I'll be back out here Monday, probably during the day, with a special guest. And I didn't have no bait to take them out, so that just kind of helped out a little bit there too, because now I got bait to take them. I'm just hoping this bank dries up a little bit, because yeah, if y'all can see my boots right now, y'all get a kick. Matter of fact, y'all probably can't see my boots with my head like that. I'm gonna put my foot on what's left of my chair that's under the mud right now. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to shine y'all in the face.